Welcome to Dodgers Daily Down on the Farm. So glad you decided to tune in. Casey Porter here. Just a reminder before we get started, it is a great day to be a Dodger, as it is each and every single day. Who you're looking at right here is Bobby Miller. And hey, it was a beautiful day yesterday. My beautiful bride of 25 years, going to be 26 years here in less than a month. We went up to Wichita to watch the AA tulsadrillers yesterday. We're going to get into that action here in a minute. When we got done with that, we were like, you know what the heck? Let's drive south and let's just keep going right past where we live. Let's go to Oklahoma City and let's watch the Comet game that night. So we actually took in a doubleheader, a day-night doubleheader. Went to Wichita on the day, went to Oklahoma City last night. Wow, what a whole lot of fun that was. So we got to see a lot of great action. When we got to Oklahoma City, we got to see Bobby Miller. That's where we're going to start our action in today's Down on the Farm. Not going to cover Great Lakes or Rancho. Going to say that right up front. We have so much action to cover between the two highest affiliates at AAA Oklahoma City and AA Tulsa. And we're going to start with Oklahoma City and with Bobby Miller and his start. So, hey, we all know Bobby Miller, super talented, a guy that can throw the ball over 100 miles an hour. He has a really nice four-pitch mix, just has not been able to put it together, at least on a consistent basis whatsoever, which is why he's still in AAA Oklahoma City, which is why I still get to go watch him. And so a lot of that, hey, some of it we've talked about, pitch mix, maybe it's too big of a bag and he's trying to do too many different things, this kind of thing or that. That's Ryan Wardo right there. That a boy, Wardo, go catch that ball in the second inning. So whatever it may be, mental, it seems like every time things start to snowball, he can't get it stopped. And, he goes from like pitching great to all of a sudden giving up a 5 or 6 run inning. Well, that almost happened again yesterday. And I'm going to say the first inning was bowling shoe ugly. There's no other way to put around it. So he walked 3 of the first 4 hitters of the game last night. He started. He was the piggyback the night before. Now, keep in mind, he was on the 7-day IL just a couple of weeks ago. So he only had about 80 pitches to work with last night. That's why he got pulled. He didn't get pulled early because of anything other than a pitch count because of his injury he had a couple of weeks ago. So he walked the first 3 out of the 4 hitters that he faced last night. He gave up a single. He threw 35 pitches in the first inning, which is the limit. If you throw anything over 35, the Dodgers will not let you throw over 35 pitches in an inning. So he was coming out unless he got that out on that last 35th pitch. He got the out. Because of that, he got to stay in. And so he gave up 2 runs in the first inning, 3 walks, 3 out of the 4 guys he walked. He also gave up a single in the first inning, and it was bowling shoe ugly. He had a nice catch by Justin Dean in center field that you're seeing. Justin Dean there you're not seeing the nice catch, but Justin Dean made a nice catch for him. It could have gotten really ugly, but it didn't. Hey, 2 runs in the first inning, not exactly what you want. But we've seen Bobby Miller unravel before. So the point to yesterday's outing is Bobby Miller, kind of like Justin Robleski did in his major league outing last time. Instead of letting things snowball, he got his ass off the mat. He bounced back. He went 3 up and 3 down the second inning. It was really helped by the first hitter. Imagine this. He walked 3 out of 4 first hitters of the game. First hitter of the second inning, swings to the first pitch, makes an out. That really helped. So he went 3 up, 3 down the second inning. He gave up a leadoff triple in the third inning where Ryan Ward dove after a ball and almost caught it. But after he dove after it and missed it, he wasn't able to glance it or anything like that. It went all the way to the wall. So it ended up being a leadoff triple in the third. But then after that, how about this? He worked himself out of that inning scoreless after giving up the leadoff triple. Chris Oakey, who is playing first base for like the 3rd time ever in his life, made a really nice catch at first base. Then he got a strikeout and a ground out, and away we go. Then he went into the 4th inning. He started the 4th inning with a fly out, gave up a single, and then at that point he had reached his pitch limit, I believe is at 79 pitches at that point. So he was not taken out because of performance. He was squarely taken out because of pitch count and because of his injury a couple of weeks ago. Wanted to make sure you knew all about that. So although the first inning was ugly, not going to sugarcoat that, the bounce back was great, and you could tell. I mean, we were there. His mannerisms were positive. They were upbeat. he was excited about the fact that he made it to the other side of that disaster that we haven't seen him make it to before. The disaster of the first inning, that could have been a disaster. 2 innings, hey, we see that a lot. That's not a complete disaster. So I think he was pleased with the fact he got to the other side of that. 46 of his 79 pitches were four seams for the second outing in a row. Heavy four seam. Just didn't hardly throw any sinkers at all. Didn't throw his four seam for a strike a whole lot. He's added a cutter recently. That's kind of been one of his adjustments. So he has a bigger slider, a smaller cutter, and his curveball. Matter of fact, he only threw 3 curveballs and 3 sinkers. So simplified it back to just more so a four seam and slider type of pitcher yesterday. And although the strike zone was elusive for him, most of that came early. And really, to be honest with you, what I'm going to take from his outing yesterday, is he where he needs to be to help the big Dodgers right now? Absolutely not. But the bounce back was fun to see, and I'll take that as a positive. So on top of him, Zack Pinrod came in. I told you we had a lot to get to with AA Tulsa and AAA Oklahoma City. Zack Pinrod came in, and he was pretty impressive. I mean, his ball is 94, 95, and it has a lot of arm side tail to it like all lefties do. And, hey, this is a guy that's knocking down bulk innings. 3 innings yesterday. Look at that nice little slider. 3 innings yesterday, 3 hits, no runs, 1 strikeout, no walks. There's that arm side corner that he kept hitting all day long yesterday. You can see Chucky Robinson's catching for him there. Another one to the arm side corner. Penrod got the win. That's his first win since he's come over to the organization. You might say, well, when the hell did we get Zack Pinrod, right? That would be a legitimate question to ask. Well, how about the Dodgers traded for him back on June 20th, and they traded him for cash considerations. So if they can flip this guy into something that the major leagues can use for cash considerations, consider that just another job well done by the admin for the Dodgers. So previously through 1.2 scoreless innings on June 26th, I'm getting into the fact that this was his 3rd outing since he's been joined the organization. His first outing was on June 26th. He went scoreless, and then he gave up 1 run and a 2.1 inning outing on July 2nd, yesterday being his 3rd outing. So his ERA is a little bit over 1 in his 3 outings with Oklahoma City, and since he's come over, so he's done very well. He was 95-96 on his fastball. Spin averaged over 2,300 on his four seam, so that's good. And he was in zone with his sinker 67% of the time. So he has both a four seam and a sinker. And he was 50% with his four seam, 67% with his slider. So Zack Pinrod was a very, very, very effective high-volume strike thrower yesterday. And coming out of the pen, being left-handed, being a guy you need to knock down 2 or 3 innings, that is so valuable. And so job well done, Nick Penrod. It was a pleasure to get to watch him for the first time for me in person. He looked really, really nice. Another guy who had kind of a crazy outing was Logan Boyer. I mean, it was anything but efficient. He had a guy have about a 12-pitch at bat, the guy you're seeing right here. The name escapes me at the moment. But he got through it and actually got a ground out to finish the game and closed out the game and got his first save of 2025. Now, Boyer's a guy that could rack up a lot of saves because he has that type of mentality and that type of stuff. It's just the Dodgers have Edgardo Henriquez, they've had Alexis Diaz, they've had Jack Little, they've had Julian Fernandez. They have all these high leverage guys. It's just the touches are hard to come by, and you never know when they're going to come. So Logan Boyer, what you're seeing right here, 94-95 on the fastball. The cutter, though, that right there is what stole the show. That one there backed up a little bit. There's Chris Oakey playing some first base. Atta baby. Go catch that baseball. The cutter stole the show. He does a great job of locating it on the outside corner to right-handers. Then he high rides that fastball to play off of it. So it's a good little mix, especially for a back-end high-leverage type situation where Boyer can absolutely max out. And what I like about it, see that cutter right there? He can make that smaller to get inside of lefties. Then he can make it bigger with 2 strikes to actually get swing and miss. There's another little cutter there. So he can add or subtract to that shape. And one time it can be a smaller shape and be a cutter. The next time it can be a bigger shape and be a slider. So really consider it, there's that slider that he adds depth to. See, so you're seeing the smaller cutter and the bigger slider there. Last night was the 4th scoreless outing in a row for Logan Boyer. So job well done for him. Absolutely no doubt about it. And you talk about a young man who has done a job well done for his entire career. I want to highlight this isn't just a one-year wonder, for his entire career as we get there. And if I can find his video from yesterday, you're looking at Ryan Ward right here. Ryan Ward has been maybe the best offensive player in all of the minor leagues this year, and that is not an exaggeration. Matter of fact, Ryan Ward hit a home run yesterday to the opposite field, and with that home run, he jumped James Outman, his teammate, for the lead in RBIs for all of minor leagues. Ryan Ward leads all of the minor leagues in RBIs and home runs, and by the way, he's hitting .301 on the season. This dude has been just an absolutely awesome offensive player. I'm going to say, I mean, there's so much talent in the Dodgers organization. It's hard to say, what should be done with Ryan Ward because of all of that different talent. Here's another good look at him. So I'm not saying necessarily that. But what I am saying is this guy deserves a chance somewhere. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's hitting .301 that leads all of minor league baseball in RBIs and home runs. He's spread out with 2 strikes and flattened his swing so he could make more contact. Yesterday was a 2-strike home run where he just went the opposite field with it. So Ryan Ward, this guy, it is really a shame that he is still in AAA baseball. Again, that's not anything to say against the organization or anything like that. It's just to say that it's just a tough situation when you have a guy that has been that good for that long, that is still just hasn't made the major leagues and still hasn't got, started his time on his major league career, gotten that big paycheck, and done all that. A guy who has made the major leagues before is starting to heat up. He got it up to a slow start. Who you're seeing here is Nick Senzel. Had a really big night last night for Oklahoma City. 3 hits, 7th home run of the season. He scored twice, and he's hitting .260. He hit .260 in June. It's hitting .435 so far in July, and has a 6-game hit streak. So it's really nice to see Nick Senzel next time I go. I'm going to try to catch up with him. I've actually set it up with him. Pretty sure next time I go, I'm going to have a chance to get to talk to Nick Senzel and put him down for an interview, which that'll be fun because he's playing really good baseball. He played left field last night. He has played just about everywhere. Was playing a lot of third base before they moved Alex Freeland back to third base whenever Max Muncy got hurt. So good to see Nick Senzel hitting the baseball well. And another guy, hey, this is Alex Freeland, hasn't been hitting the ball all that well as of late. Matter of fact, since he came off the IL, remember he had that really minor thumb deal that kept him out on a 7-day IL stint. It kept him out from June 24th to July 1st. Since then, Alex Freeland hitting just .222, but he's getting back in the groove. Last night he had a couple of hits, which was nice. He spiked one into right field that you saw, and then he hit one also into left field. That's the one he hit to right field, which is great to see because we know he is Rule 5 eligible in the offseason. We know the Dodgers are going to put him on the 40-man in the offseason. The question becomes, with Max Muncy out, will he be a everyday option at third base if the injury to Muncy becomes something that becomes a little bit more extended? So good to see Alex Freeland have a couple of hits yesterday. I'll tell you what, as we were in Wichita and we were watching yesterday's game, one of the most impressive in terms of just having mad respect for an outing and a performance that I've ever seen with my own eyes. Griffin Lockwood-Powell, he had 3 hits yesterday. Now Lockwood-Powell, Lock, GLP, whatever you want to call him, he caught, and it was really hot, in which there's that boy, baby, Cole Myers. We're going to get to Cole Myers here in a minute. That dude can fly. But back to Griffin Lockwood-Powell. He caught, and it was very hot, okay? The game was 15-13. It lasted 3.5 hours long. He had to catch every single pitch in the heat, and having had to catch every pitch in the heat, he got 3 hits, including, then he had a triple, so then he had to run all the way around the bases here. Then he got hit with about 5 foul tips. Then to stack everything else on top of that, in the 8th inning, he got just absolutely nailed with a backswing of one of the hitters and just really got knocked loopy and just never fazed him at all. I'm just telling you what, Griffin Lockwood-Powell had to have been completely exhausted at the end of yesterday's game. He got hit in the head with a backswing. He got hit in wrong spots with foul tips. And, man, he just continued to go on. And how about this for Locke right here? He extended his on-base streak yesterday to 35 games. Now, on-base streak includes a hit or a walk or a hit by pitch. If you get on by error, that does not count. So 35-game on-base streak for Griffin Lockwood-Powell. That's the longest on-base streak all year long in the Texas League. It's the third longest on-base streak of any player in all of minor league baseball all year. So Griffin Lockwood-Powell, let me give you a standing ovation and mad respect for your awesome outing yesterday, and just the grit and toughness, and well, just extreme toughness to deal with everything that he had to deal with yesterday. Super respect for Griffin Lockwood-Powell. And I'll tell you another guy, if you've been following Dodgers Daily at all, I've been telling you, Kyle Nevin, this dude can freaking hit, man. And I got to see him for the first time in person since I saw him in Baylor. Well, how about that pull-side home run? Then the next at bat, he just shoots one into right field with a 2-strike count. I mean, that's what this guy can do. Serious impact of the pull-side power, and then he can stay inside the ball with 2 strikes, hit it the other way. And then this one here, this was probably the most impressive at bat of the day for me. So what I want you to notice, watch this. Just ho-hum, he does not get anywhere as close to all of this. And the ball just kept carrying, and it almost went out. It's like, dang, man. I mean, that guy just barely even got any part of that ball and darn near rode that thing out of the stadium. That base hit right there is 105 miles an hour. I mean, let me back that up again. Now watch, this just looks like an everyday routine base hit. Doesn't look like he tries all that hard. 105 right back up the middle. Then he had the pull side home run. I do not have the exit velo on that. I'm telling you, Kyle Nevin stays inside the ball as well as anybody. He impacts the ball as well as anybody. And as I've been saying, as game plans get more specific and more accurate, I just think he's going to make better swing decisions and lay off the high pitch maybe a little bit more than he has in the past. And I just think Kyle Nevin is going to turn into just a fantastic hitter. So that's my opinion. I've been on that for a long time. Everything I saw yesterday backed that up in person. I was totally impressed. Another guy that had a very impressive day yesterday, Shawn McLain. He's had a very slow start to the season offensively. Not going to sugarcoat that. But I'll tell you what, just watching him here recently, look at those at-bats. He is putting a lot of really good at-bats together. He had 2 hits yesterday, but he hit the ball hard 4 times. Every at-bat was a good at-bat. And he really just actually, him and Taylor Young both, they didn't get the fruits of their labor like they should have. Shawn McLain easily could have had 4 hits yesterday. And whenever you're hitting in the 190s or whatever, you feel like you're snake bit, and that's the kind of stuff that happens to you. But all I can tell you is, even though you're in the 190s, if Shawn McLain keeps putting together at-bats like he put together yesterday, he will be a good offensive player from this point forward in the season. And that's all you can do. You can't go in the past. You can't go buy a DeLorean and put a flux capacitor in it and go back to April and go back and fix your batting average. That can't happen. All you can do is live in the moment, move forward, and play as good as you can from here on. And I'm telling you, if Shawn McLain, like I said just a minute ago, can continue to put at bats together like he did every single one of them he had yesterday, he will be a good offensive player moving forward. You talk about a guy that has a carrying tool, Cole Myers. Oh my goodness. This guy is impressive to watch in person. I'm telling you, he covers, 3/4 of the earth is covered in water. I think the next quarter of the earth is covered by Cole Myers because this dude can flat pick him up and put him down. As a matter of fact, right there, that is about right at a very unofficial. This is me timing it. That is a 4 flat to first base. That is flying, ladies and gentlemen. And then he pokes one into left field. He dove after 2 or 3 balls in center field. Darn near caught balls that no normal human being would even get close to. He went first to third on a hit from Griffin Lockwood-Powell that no other human being, very few human beings would go first to third on. He came home on a ball slid head first. He's another guy like Griffin Lockwood-Powell yesterday. I promise you, when Cole Myers went home last night, He was absolutely exhausted and spent because he put everything he had into yesterday's game. And to see it in person, in front of my own eyes, was super exciting and fun to watch. And another guy that was fun to watch yesterday, John Rhodes. He had a home run in his first at bat, or actually his second at bat. Tulsa actually scored 7 runs in their first at bat at the top of the first inning. So before Roque Gutierrez took the mound, Tulsa had a 7-0 lead. And somehow Tulsa lost the game 15-14. Wow, it was one of those deals. John Rhodes had a nice day yesterday, though. He hit a home run. He also had another base hit right here that you're seeing that he lobbed into left field. And he's kind of like Shawn McLain. Got off to a very slow start. Well, not necessarily a very slow start, but it's been very bumpy for him lately. I'll say that. But he's starting to swing the bat really well right now. He's hitting .316 so far in July. He has hits in 4 games in a row, and he has hits in 7 of his last 8, and he's 11 for his last 20. So John Rhodes picking it up, 11 for his last 20 with 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and 8 RBIs. So, hey, I told you we had a whole lot to get to for our Down the Farm. That's why we're only going to cover Oklahoma City and Tulsa today. Tomorrow, I promise, we will get to all the action over the weekend from Great Lakes and Rancho. There was a lot of great action to get to, so stay tuned for that. So glad you decided to tune in to another edition of Dodgers Daily Down the Farm. So until next time, which will be this evening, as Austin Brubaker comes to you live on Dodgers Dogs Live as part of the Dodgers Daily Network, I want to thank you for tuning in and remind you it's a great day to be a Dodger.